I believe education exists to develop informed, ethical, and contributing members of society who use their knowledge and talents to advance humanity. Throughout history, school has existed as a place where young minds interact with those who carry the responsibility to prepare them for the critical tasks of life and work. While organized education still has a long way to go toward achieving its goals, I believe that schools exist to provide a safe, positive, and encouraging place for children and young adults to embark on a journey to discover their place in the world. Certainly, schools are assigned the role of teaching fundamental building blocks in the core disciplines of reading, writing, mathematics, science, and social studies, among others. However, beyond imparting vital knowledge that creates a basis for further exploration, schools should be a place where students begin to form their identity, their perspectives on the world, and the role they will play as an active, contributing member of society. Schools should challenge students' prior knowledge, experiences, and beliefs as they help develop independent critical thinking skills. A classroom should be a place that sparks a student's interest and a desire to learn. Without engaging students in the curriculum in a way that they can relate to, students won't understand the importance and real life application of what they are studying. Furthermore, students should be active participants in their education alongside teachers helping to shape the curriculum and pedagogy through providing their own insights and feedback in the learning process. It is important that schools integrate ethics and morality into the curriculum and pedagogy. Teachers need to engage students in moral and ethical conversations and debates. They should give students a grounding in not only the fundamentals of core subject areas, but also in the values and tenets upon which society functions. Students should learn what their rights and responsibilities are as members of their country and community. Schools serve as one of the first organized spaces in a community where students have a chance to develop and consider where they end and another begins, how their words and actions can positively or negatively affect others, and how their unique talents and perspectives can have a broad and deep impact in the community. School should be a place for them to not only begin to cultivate their life's project, but to consider how it fits into the greater community and world. After all, schools serve as one of the first and perhaps most influential spaces where personal and communal values are learned, practiced, challenged, stretched, and grown as students interact with each other in community. Core civic values such as personal and shared responsibility, service, justice, freedom, and the common good, among others. As James Fraser states in his book Teach, A Question of Teaching, a democratic society needs to renew democracy continually through the education of its next generation of citizens. Making democracy a reality requires educated citizens and voters, not only at election time, but also in the daily lives of the people. Schools should serve as a hub for the community, a gathering place, a place to discuss and debate, a place for all community members to feel welcome and heard, a place to celebrate the community, its accomplishments, culture, and diversity. Educational philosopher John Dewey viewed education as a process of living, not preparation for living, to be as real and vital as a child's home life, recreation, and community life. He stated in his pedagogic creed, "I believe that much present education fails because it neglects this fundamental principle of the school as a form of community life." In order for schools to succeed, to achieve these goals, and to become a center for innovation and progress in the community, we need to invest in schools, invest time and human and financial resources in infrastructure, materials, staff, and students. Horace Mann, the first secretary to the Massachusetts State Board of Education in 1837, said, "If the schools are essential to the future of the Republic, and if every child has right to education, then failure to adequately support the schools is a crime." Schools need to be a place where the entire community comes together as a village to see to the education of young people, engaging not only students and parents, but business people, community organizations, and local government. Schools and those who work there need to be seen and valued as just as important as other prominent institutions in the community. Schools must challenge structures and systems that are discriminatory or unjust. Otherwise, children will grow up to discriminate, accept, and promote injustice. Schools must lift up things we share as a community while celebrating our differences. Deborah Meyer, school reform leader, claims schools need to be governed in ways that honor the same intellectual and social skills we expect our children to master. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, schools should be a place where students feel known and cared for. Bell Hooks, author and activist, said, "To teach in a manner that respects and cares for the souls of our students is essential if we are to provide the necessary conditions where learning can most deeply and intimately begin."